Hey everybody, we're going to do this one jointly, so let's talk about Persona 4.
Yay!
Fortunately, we're not talking about the video game too much.
No, we're not.
Persona 4 is the anime that was selected for this watching session for
the anime viewing club.
That's right.
Husband. Thanks.
I know. She's the official namer. But anyways, so Persona 4 is based off of a video game that came out late PlayStation 2, early PlayStation 3 era. And they made an update version called Golden that they put on the Vita. And if you've played it, then you know what it's like, and it's freaking awesome. So the video game is very well done. It's very well paced. It's actually, if you know anything about the Persona series, it's considered to be fantastic, especially 4 and 5. This one's based on 4, so there's a certain expectation. Like, for example, if you were to watch, I don't know, a Street Fighter anime, you're going to expect a certain characters to show up, certain discussions, certain probably fights, because, you know, that's, you know what I mean? There's a certain expectation that's set up. Well,
okay, so in Persona, like in all the Personas, they don't have running characters. It is kind of like this person in this series, this person in this series. And so you don't get that general overall feel of anything.
Right, it changes from numerical.
Right, numerical persona to another persona. And the only real constant is the actual persona car, the persona giving, and how you go into the persona and the days and like the succession of days that you can kind of do the persona.
Right.
And I'm trying to give you an overview without giving you spoilers. So the biggest spoilers of this is this. We only watch 3 episodes here. That's what we do. That's the whole point. 3-episode anime review. Yay!
Yeah, exactly.
This is the worst 3 episodes to give to somebody
to represent this source material and this for what Persona actually is. Now, so with that, let's start off, because we're going to divide this up just a little bit. So let's talk about the first episode. First episode is probably one of the best, most accurate things I've ever seen to a source material in a long time.
It was the first, like, hour of playing the video game.
Yeah.
It was everything that you wanted. It magnetized and bigger and on a screen, and there was no awkward moments where you're reading it and you're like, wait a second, I need to reread that. Did that just happen? Oh my gosh, it's everything.
Yeah, it's literally like they cut the tutorial like completely out of it, got right to the point. And the first episode does a real good job of pretty much drawing you in and showing off the basis of the series and what it is.
And it shows off badass animations.
Yep.
It's like the sound effects are there. The soundtrack is there. Everything is there. The first episode is so magical.
They go into an alternate world through a television. That's a huge thing in Persona 4.
But then you get to the second episode.
Right. Then we get to episodes 2 and 3.
Second episode, okay, second episode, I actually did enjoy. Here's why. Because in the actual game, while you're playing all of this, there is a lot in the game. There are specific days where you cannot be in your persona. So I kind of enjoyed the second episode being more realistic.
And it was nice to see them do like things that you do kind of do in the game that are kind of
a little
different
bit more,
and offsetting, that you kind of do in between.
A little bit more slice of life. It gave more character background. It gave you a little bit more in depth into who you're actually trying to get more in touch with. It was really kind of nice. The biggest problem with that, though, is that
everybody kind of comes out of nowhere, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the source material has a very good progression of bringing characters in and getting to know them and expanding on them. And even some characters are flat out like there's full like levels, and there should have been full episodes based on these certain characters. But the game literally goes from 1 to 10 like out of nowhere in character development. And just kind of it's almost like they just expect you to know what the hell's going on. Like who these people are.
Yes. And then, and that was kind of nice in the anime for you to have a second episode to where you were like, Oh, okay. So now I understand why she was talking about that specific thing in the game, because
Right.
here's a little bit more background on her.
Side, you have certain characters that were better developed in the game that are the
Yeah.
ones that are actually with you a majority of the time.
Oh yeah, like shit, what's her name? Cheese.
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head.
Green
She's in
girl.
the green.
The green girl with the
She
short
is
hair.
a main character
Main
with
character.
you. I just didn't
We
get
forgot
it.
her name, if that helps any, and we've actually played
The game.
most
We've
of the
got
game.
we have 2 versions of the damn game at
And
this point because
have
we
finished-
enjoyed it that much.
And we forgot her name. So if that tells you anything about the second episode and her character,
It made me
aspects,
like forget the character.
it actually kind of made me hate her more, because in the game she's like actually a badass. She's like, no, F you guys, I'm doing this with you no matter what you guys think, no matter what you guys feel. I'm coming with you. I'm doing this thing. Magically, I have a persona. Look at me. And in the second episode, she was like, well, you don't like that I wear green too much?
So, yeah.
And then the third episode happened, and you're like, okay, yes, we're going to get into some stuff now because it's Persona. And, I mean, clearly we're going to start having some fun now, right? We're sitting, why?
And they did none of that.
And it was a beach episode.
And it's like, isn't it that I'm not a huge anime person as much as she is, but isn't it a bit early to have a beach episode like 3 episodes in?
Usually you have your beach episode right before something absolutely terrible happens. Stopped at the 3rd episode. So, my hope and dream is that they get into the tough shit and they happen to see all the bad stuff that happens in Persona and shit gets really super real, because in every other anime trope, beach episode, everything's great. Aren't we having great youth? Then you have absolutely bad youth and life is terrible.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a really good like yin and yang with that. But to have a beach episode so early in was just really annoying. And I understand from a writing perspective the idea behind it, because Persona is such action paced and it is such, you need to have those relationships. Your relationships really do add value to the game.
Right, but I mean, like, right from the get-go, I mean, that's the thing. There's so much better content that could have been brought to the table that just isn't there. And the thing, here's the thing that I don't understand. One of the really cool things about the game is after all that stuff that happens in that first episode, there's like this really awesome kind of like murder mystery thing that comes out of that is connected to that, and they don't talk about it at all.
It didn't even
they didn't even bring it up. It's like one of the most compelling driving forces in that whole series, and it's like, how do you go from that first episode to that second episode and be like, we're not gonna even mention how there's an alternate world. Forget talking about how we found this cartoon looking bear thing. Let's not talk about, how magically one of the characters whips out a persona and kills all this stuff. It's like, let's just totally ignore all that. Let's not tell you about the best parts of this story. The uncle of the main character is a huge thing too. He's in the first episode. He's even a little bit in that episode 3 toward the end.
A little bit.
But it's like they don't get into what he does. Really, what he does. They don't get how involved he is in the storyline.
And then that is a really big deal about like what he does, and him being like an actual like driving force and a police officer. Like, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it's a huge deal.
Because then it's like later on when they are trying to sort of figure out this whole persona aspect and like what the
this alternate world and what in the world's going on
and what's going on in the real world. Like, he's like, but I can't tell my uncle, I can't tell him, I can't do this, and like.
So why do we bring the game up so much is because
it's way better, and I wish that I was playing the game instead of watching this anime. And I sort of feel very terrible to have this anime and say, dudes,
and such high potential.
So, dudes, I really was when I picked this anime, I picked it because I wanted to give another anime that had a aspect of a real life world, like, you know, it's an
Right.
all-encompassing world. If you want to get knee deep into something, you could get knee deep into Persona if you really wanted to. Not only because you can watch the anime, but because there's another anime. There's a better game out right now. This isn't even the newest game.
Yeah, exactly. There's manga.
There's manga.
They've got the music on records at this point.
There's a DDR game of it. There's a freaking fighting game of it. There's
we actually
everything.
own that.
We do own it. We've played it before, even on our channel. Like, this was one of those animes where they did that. They knew that. And because it's Persona, they were like, you know what? We're going to make that 4th episode the episode that's awesome. And I may even have to do an edit after this video and be like, or yay, I'm not quite sure. Maybe, we'll see. I'll watch it and I'll tell you about it later. But if you went on the 3 episodes, just 3, I would almost tell everybody to skip it.
Yep, and just say, fuck it, and go get the game, and get the... If you were to get the game, get Golden because it's easier, and you'll have a better time.
You know what? I'm gonna even not even say that, because I was so turned off by this anime that I kind of just want to skip this whole thing altogether and just go on to Persona 5. So the moral of the story of this one was not the best, but there's more. We have 52 other freaking animes to watch, so yay! But what did you guys think? I don't really care what I think, and I mean, I love listening to what Matt thinks about anime because he is so not into anime, and well, he's into anime, but he's so not knowledgeable that sometimes it's a nice breath of fresh air to listen to him talk about things. But we want to know what you guys think.
Are you wrong? No. Just kidding. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So anyways, so that's our thoughts on that. Feel free to leave yours. And we'll be back.
The discussion is in the Facebook group. It's all over our interwebs and every other aspect. You can comment down below here. All the things. And
we will see you next
time with another anime for our anime viewing club, which has not been decided yet because I can't think of any.
It'll be on the Facebook page.
We'll come at you with that later.